What's going on, guys? ZfreeZone here, and today we're having a look at the V Rising. This game I've been playing for a little bit. You can see my level's like 38, or my gear score is 38. I'm just going to go over the basics for the game, so if you haven't played the game yet, this will be a good just overall have a look at what you need to make and what you need to do, what the bench is doing, all that good stuff. So we're going to come over here, research bench. If you have a paper, you can make a book, and the book will unlock one of these recipes. You can see I've unlocked a couple of these recipes, and also monsters and humans or whoever you kill out there might drop a book, or you might even get a book in one of the chests that are around the world, so keep an eye out for them. A servant coffin, you can actually get servants in this game and have little vampire followers, like little servants. These doors up here with the little red mark is when it's got the red mark on there, a servant cannot open that door. You can get doors where they can open, so you can get them to walk around your house and just have the outside doors closed. The heart of the castle, this is the main bit of your castle. This is what this controls everything in your little heart. So if this gets destroyed, someone's going to take over your castle. So you really want to enclose this in walls and keep it nice and secure. And talking about that building, if you push B on the keyboard, you get all these buildings. You won't start with this as many of the stuff as this, but you'll get there eventually. And what I'm saying is that you can just fully enclose this. I haven't got the resource on at the moment, but I will just enclose that right up, and if you want to get to it, you can always put a door on one side. But that is your heart, and you want to protect that with everything you've got. This is a coffin. You can sleep in this game. In multiplayer, it doesn't do too much. This chest here in PvP, no one can break this chest, so the stuff you put in it is yours to keep, and no one can get inside this chest. Silver coins, if you put silver coins on you, they will hurt you. As you can see, I'm losing 2 HP every couple of seconds there. But you can trade with coins as well eventually. You can turn into a human and go into encampments and trade. So there's another thing. Now this guy here, this is where all your bosses are, and you can track bosses by just pushing that button, and you'll see that bloodstream. That is where the boss is. So the boss is that way in the game. But you want to go kill the boss, and the boss unlocks different stuff. This guy unlocks the wolf power, which is if you hold down Alt. You have these powers here. This one's to heal. This will mend you if you're hurt. This guy here is to turn into the wolf, which you have to kill the boss to unlock that. There you go. And this guy here, he will help you get the slaves for the coffin. I'll do a tutorial on that, so if you want to see that or any of these things a bit more in depth, just hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. But along here we've got Alchemist Bench. This is what you use to heal up, so we need rats on this one. Rats are something that you want to keep going. Obviously there is a few other things here. This guy here is explosive. That's how you raid people, so you want to smash out a couple of those. And you also got sun resistance, because the sun does hurt you in this game. You are a vampire after all. Early game, you probably don't have the floor and the walls. As soon as you got the floor down and the walls, there will be a roof above your head, and the sunlight cannot come in. If not, make one of these mist guards, put some bones into it, and that will like block out the sun for a bit. So what we're going to do now, this is the crafting room. This is your workbench. You'll be making this pretty fast, and you'll be making these weapons up here pretty fast. Then you got your couple ones down here, and then these guys here have been recipes I've picked up. They're my best weapons at the moment. You can see you got rings and necklaces. That is this guy here. And you got your armors. Pretty much everything is made in this little section here. Your wood workbench here. So your wood workbench, you know, you just got a couple of different things here. Up here, it's just enclosed room. So this is enclosed. So all my benches will have this 25% speed. But the floor matches the workbench. So what I mean of that, if we go into the castle, we go floor and workshop flooring. that is this guy here, and we're using that on the floor. Now that just is working for the wood areas, so the wood ones are 25% less. But you want to make one for the Alchemist Bench and for the workbench and all of that. But you got to unlock it as well. We haven't unlocked too many floors. We have got castle flooring there, workshop, forge flooring, and alchemy. So I can put this into a room and we'll get the better benefits. As you can see now, it's not matching up. That is that guy, the furnace, where you make pretty much your ores, you melt them down. This guy's really handy, you want to get a lot of those, and also sulfur ore, and that will turn into those bombs that we need. This guy here, you can get rats. You want rats because that's the health thing we just went over just before. So you want to make as many rats as you can, and these are different rat bosses that you can actually spawn into the game as well. Over here is a tannery. Just put raw hide in there, you get the leather. Very handy, or you can make an empty water container. All these guys over here at the moment as well. So there's lots of stuff going on here. Grinding rocks into this guy, and that's what you make these structures with, the castle structures. So you're basically grinding rocks here, and you're making a different stuff. Clay and those stones will make this guy as well. But you can see there's quite a few different things. If you're trying to make this guy here, grave dust, beautiful in this guy here, you can just make it with some bones, and that comes handy in the future. These guys here, these ones, if you kill bosses, you'll get the unsalted heart, most likely, not all the time, but most likely. Or you can just make these blood essence from these guys as well. What's blood essence? All this blood essence here, we can convert that into a heart. So if you have a look down at the 4, we can convert that into this heart here, and that will give the blood pool up. So if we hit 4 now, we shove a heart into our face and this guy goes up. If you come over here, we can make those just out of rats, and also these hearts go into those. But yeah, and also there's blood essence as well. You need that in here to keep your base running. So you can see I've got a full one pretty much at the moment, and I've got 11 days, 1 hour. So you want to keep this full. These are locked. I need to upgrade it, and then I can get more. My borders is how big the castle can be. I'm maxed at the moment because we have actually got extra space out the sides here, just as a double barrier for people blowing in around the base. Also out the back here, you can see the sunlight's out, and the sunlight will grab you and actually do quite a bit of damage. So you want to stand in shade. You don't have to stand in matte shade, you just need to stand in a little bit of shade. That little bit of shade over here is not enough, but something like a solid bit just there, perfect. Most of the time it doesn't need to be too much of shade, only a little bit matters. These gravestones here, we actually chuck those down and you put some flowers into them and they will spawn skeletons for you. And that's where you get bones from. That's a better way of doing it. To farm your bones, you definitely want these. It's something you unlock with doing the bosses, but if you come down to this guy here, over there, you can have 12 out of 14, so quite a lot. But that will spawn you these guys, and then you can kill them and get the bones off of them. Obviously, we can't stay out in the sun too long, so we're going to come over here and do it from here. And you have your special abilities as well. With each weapon you get some kind of different abilities, so keep that in mind. We'll get out of this mode. You don't want to stay in this mode too long. By just doing this spell. There we go. Right. Right, now we'll go back in here because the sunlight's out. You can move around when the sunlight's out, it's not too bad. Just stay in the shadows. I'll show you what I mean here. I'll shut that door, we'll come out here. So the shadow here, you can stay here, you can come down here. and stay in the shadow over here as well. Now you can't jump up structures, but you can jump down. So if you hold shift, you can jump down from structures. Very handy when you're playing bosses and all that good stuff. Now we're going to come over here. You can see I'm just ducking all this, and I come out into the sun there, the sun will get me, and then you can just go there and the sun will go away. But that is my quick take on this game. I am absolutely enjoying this game. I love the resource gathering. You can see here everything is like pretty much gatherable, so you can gather all your stuff by just swinging at it, and it doesn't matter what tool you use as well, it all works. So if you come up here, then we can actually bash the hell out of this and it will go down pretty fast. So yeah, resource gathering is pretty nice in this game. But if you want to know more about where resources are and how to actually do stuff, you can see it's nighttime now and we're not getting affected by anything. But yeah, if you want to know more about this game, little tutorials coming up, they will be coming up. I hope that was just a good overhaul for you guys on what this game's all about. When animals or anything is hurt, you can actually feed on them, and that's what we just did just then, and that will give you a little bit of essence. Blood essence, that is. But yeah, farming those bones is really helpful. If we go into here, that's the rose that you need. So you need the blood rose, and I can show you where to get that on another episode. But other than that, I thought I'd just do a quick run through of the game. It is pretty cool so far. I'm actually really enjoying this game. So if you haven't brought it yet, grab it now, because it is like the 6th best selling game on Steam at the moment, all being played. So it is way up there. But yeah, I thought I'd just do a quick rundown on what this game's all about. I'll show you a quick view of the resources that we got, so you kind of see the leathers in here, and we've got twine to make clothes, we've got cloth as well. All the flowers, you can actually plant flowers here, so we've got a few seeds down the bottom there. Over here is your different ores, crystals. You get a lot of crystals to make stuff and all that good stuff, and we've been doing a lot of copper mining. The wood, you want to make a lot of wood. This guy here is refined wood, very nice, and you can put this kind of stuff into the mill to make that wood. So very handy there. We'll put that guy in there, we get that started. You get the dust and the wood. If we come down to the next one here, this is the stone and concrete and all that, and as I was saying before, you put the stone in the grinder and that will start grinding away, and you get those guys. And these skeletons are really handy again. Use bone in here to get that. You'll find you'll need a couple of those, and it gets annoying when you actually don't have any. And also this rat thing, grab one of those because they're just super handy to make actual healing potions. Other than that, I'm going to see you guys next time. But if you want more detailed tutorials on where to find stuff or anything like that, we're going to go through it slowly. I believe my next one is going to be how to get a servant. So if you want to see that, sign up, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See you.